Okay. So it's been very choppy this week this far, but I think from now onwards and tomorrow maybe, but we can never say, but from tomorrow onwards, I think we'll get some direction going somewhere. Okay. I apologize beforehand that we moved the recap class to tonight, but had some other stuff that I had to fix out and sort out. But luckily we're here, and let's tackle on golden zone and confirmation entry. So the golden zone, can somebody tell me which zones are the golden zone and what's very important regarding a golden zone?
Sure, 50 and 61.8 level.
Okay.
And then I think a change of character in the golden zone, wherever, if it's downwards or upwards, then that would probably be your, like, an important thing that you would need to look for.
Okay. What's also very important regarding, that's correct. What's also very important regarding a golden zone, is it very more probability wise, will it show itself on a higher time frame or rather on a lower time frame?
Higher time frame.
That's correct, yes. So when will, on a higher time frame, however, when will we receive rather Sasha than golden zone?
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
So on a higher time frame, when rather will we, so we said just now that on a higher time frame, most likely we will receive the golden zone on the higher time frame, right?
Yes.
Okay. When will we on the lower, on the higher time frame receive Sasha on the higher time frame?
Maybe when there's liquidity towards the downside.
Yes, when there's liquidity. So let's say there was liquidity, but also when
the market gets weaker.
When we had a shock.
Oh.
Okay. So whenever we had a change of character somewhere in the market in a higher time frame, we can then expect market to come back to Sasha.
Michael.
Yes, what's up?
Good. How are you? Sorry, man. I missed that session of Golden Zone last week. Was it last week, if I'm not mistaken? So, can you? Is it possible that you can explain to me what is a Golden Zone and what point is it?
All
Just
good.
so
all
I can
good.
align with it.
100%. I'm glad you're here because that's what we're going to do tonight. So, the Golden Zone is nothing other than, it's also, as Sasha is just a fib level, the golden zone is also a fib level. So we can remember that the golden zone, Sasha, is 23% and 12% on the fib, right? If we draw the fib level. Now, I don't want you guys to get confused regarding this 382 because it's nothing other than the 618, right? It's just vice versa. So here's my full Fibonacci. This is the Sasha zone at the top, would be this area. Right? And this would be my golden zone. Are you with me? And then to the downside,
yeah.
If we want to sell, or no, if we want to buy, this would be my golden zone. And this would be my Sasha. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Michael, maybe just draw two flips for those that's confusing.
Sorry?
Maybe just draw two flips because it will confuse some again.
Okay, let's rather do that. So that's when, let's take these out quickly. Okay, so that's when I would rather buy the market. So let's say that's my gold, that's my Sasha zone and my golden zone, right? So market is in a bullish behavior and it went upwards, right?
Into the golden zone.
So this is maybe on a higher time frame. Okay. Then we say on the higher time frame, we have our premium and our discount. Our premium and our discount. Then we draw also our Fibonacci on our premium and our discount. We don't have really to draw because we know everything regarding the 50% and lower is.
Michael.
I'll be with you now. Everything regarding the 50% and lower is discount, and everything above that is premium, right? So the 23 and 12% is our Sasha zone.
Sasha. Yes.
And then everything regarding the 50%, and it's one zone actually, right? So it's the 61.8%. But if you take 61.8 and you minus that with 1, you get 38.2. So it's really just the Fibonacci zone just flipped. You with me?
Yes.
I think let's rather do this. The 61.8 and that. Let's leave Sasha zone out for now. So that's our Fibonacci, right? And then the 61.8 is our golden zone. And then the 23 and the 12, which is the 88 and the 77, is our Sasha zone. You guys with me? In relation to what you want to trade. Is there a question?
No, everything seems to be clear.
Oh, good. So on the high time frame, what I want you guys to take from the golden zone, right? On the high time frame, the market will most likely come to the high time frame. It will respect the golden zone rather than Sasha. Sasha, however, is very more likely on lower time frames. Okay. So basically, that is the golden zone. There's nothing more to the golden zone. The golden zone is a zone which is the 50%. It's the zone between the 50% and the 61.8. And then if you have two Fibonacci's, right, which is from these two, then that would be your buy, that would be your sell. And if you have, look at this quickly, it's nothing different. It's exactly the same. The 38.2 and the 12 and the 23%. It's exactly the same levels, right? We all know that. So if you then flip that, you've got a complete Fibonacci level. The 12, 23, 0.382, the 61.8, 77, 88. If you wanted all of those zones in your fib, right? But then this is for our sells and this is for our buys.
Michael.
Yes.
What I want to ask is, which time frame will you consider as a high time frame, and which time frame will you consider as lower time frame?
So I would say a 1 hour is a higher time frame upwards, and then 15 minutes and lower is a lower time frame. That's usually how I trade. But I would really say that the 4 hour really respects the golden zone.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, I will go through some live examples. There was another question. Someone wanted to ask a question.
Yes, Michael.
Yes.
I want to ask. I confused a bit. Let me say when you are looking for a sell, when you are drawing those vibes, sometimes you start down, other one you start up. Which one now?
Okay,
this one you are drawing.
Right. So on TradingView, I don't want to confuse you guys with the levels. Okay. So on TradingView, you've got this reverse switch or tick or whatever you want to call it. So when we want to sell, remember, we want to look at the market. We don't sell, number one, we don't buy in premium and we don't sell in discount. Right? So everything above 0.5% of a fib level, that is
Premium.
premium. That's correct. So we don't buy in premium. So then we would have 2 points of interest. Number one is our golden zone, and number two is our Sasha level. That's when we would buy, because then we know it's in discount, right? But how?
So Michael, can I ask?
Yes.
Sometimes the price retraces back into the zone to the area between the golden zone and the Sasha zone, and it kind of is like reacts from something, and then it continues with the direction. So what do we take this as an inducement to the Sasha zone, or what happens between that area?
Yes, it would be inducement to the Sasha zone. So what they would do is they would create liquidity, most likely. Right. So something like that would happen.
Yes.
Like that. And they would tap into such a zone, right? But then that was equal lows that they created, more or less. That was just liquidity. Okay. And then they could come back and like this is sometimes the funny thing of the market. They would go back and even break this previous high.
Yes.
And then sometimes come back exactly to that and then tap forward because there was liquidity created, but that rarely happens. Majority of the time after they created the inducement, they would then come back to grab it.
So we take that as inducement.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, good. And inducement for that inducement is nothing other than creating liquidity.
Okay, thank
Yes.
you.
Michael, then Ali also said once we get to the golden zone and it retraces back to the Sasha, then most likely we're not supposed to take the trade.
So once it surpasses the golden zone and goes to Sasha, you're not
Like
supposed
if
to take
if we get to the first low that you drew and it goes up into the 50 and it comes back to the 23. Yeah, like that.
Okay.
What is your opinion on that? Because I see
So
you
it's
drew it
exactly
not like that.
It's exactly like Ali said, though. So we don't have clear direction of the market. But however, if this happens, and I'm sure Ali will say exactly the same, if this happens, will you take the trade then?
Only when you have a change of character.
Yes.
Yes. Then we will take the trade. But however, when it comes back into such a zone, we will not take the trade yet, as of yet. If we have a change of character, I will take the trade, right? But I will then monitor it on the relevant time frames. So then we would have a change of character. We will push up because it really respects the change of character, right? So maybe it will push up even to this high, right? This high created. Then I would go break even to make sure I won't lose, right? And when it comes back and breaks down lower, then I'll just broke even on my trade, by example.
Okay, Michael, I think this is out of topic, but can you show us how can I like counter trend trade with Sasha using Sasha?
How to counter trade using Sasha with Sasha?
How to counter trend trade using Sasha? Like.
Okay, can we get to the? I will show you this, but I would not advise counter trading though. I think in regards to the mentorship, I don't think I'm going to do that exactly now because I don't want to confuse anybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would not advise to counter trade. So for now, everything that we've learned up until now, we don't trade against the trend, number one. And then secondly, we ride the wave. So if the wave is bullish, we ride the wave bullish. So then we wait. We don't want to catch those moves because we don't know if that move is going to come down all the way to number one or the golden zone or Sasha, right? So it may even just do this and you will get involved there and it will take you out.
Okay.
Okay.
Or Michael,
Yes.
Just to make sure I heard you correct, right? I think you said something like the golden zone usually respects the higher time frame, right? And then
Yes.
such a mostly works on the lower time frame. That's correct.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Okay. And then
Like-
also, even on the high, sorry, I'll be with you now. Even on the higher time frame, when we have a change of character, it will come back to Sasha. Why will it come back to Sasha though?
To fill a low.
It has
Yes.
to test it.
To fill the low, and it has to come back to test the low. Are you with me? It has to come back to test the low. And what you're going to learn this week regarding order blocks and then next week regarding breakers, this will explain more to you of why they have to come back to the Sasha zone after a change of character. Okay.
So,
But usually after a change of character, they come back to respect the low and then they come back for Sasha zone. Okay. And I'll show you some live examples of that. There was another question.
It was me. I wanted to ask, does the Sasha Fib or the golden zone, does that help us point out our point of interest on the higher time frame and then entering in that point of interest on the lower time frame, obviously?
Yes, yes. So we'll go through some live examples now of when you get a high time frame, a point of interest, and then you get the low time frame change of character in your point of interest. Okay. Just give me 1 second. I'm just quickly run to the bathroom. I'll be with you guys just now. Okay, I'm back. Apologies for that. And you can read some. So Jane's waiting for the Southern House down. But this thing is being very choppy. Yeah, NAS is very choppy at the current moment. But it's because, I think I told you guys, I think 2 weeks ago, because we are at the weekly fractal high. That's why NAS is very choppy. And they then now have to decide whether they want to take price. Got blown 100 Rand account. Well, you guys will, one day, some soon, you will not blow any accounts anymore. You will blow the broker's accounts. So just quickly want to make sure everybody's sure on everybody understands the golden zone, what the golden zone is, why is it like, what fib level it is, number one, and then there's not much to recap on the golden zone because it's just the zone on the fib level. But when we get to the live charts, I'm sure there will be some more questions regarding the golden zone.
Michael,
Yes.
can you just, like you earlier put up the two golden zones? I understand the levels are symmetrical and you know all that, but the way you pulled up both of them next to each other, you said one was for buying and one was for selling.
Okay.
Can you just pull that out again so I can make a note so I can just
Okay.
have it
So
record?
I will put them up for you. So it's just the same as you can either reverse them, like this one, reverse them, or you can have all of the zones, which is the following. Let me just take these zones out.
Because it's like when Ali showed us that the 3.8 wasn't there, but like if you just have the 50 and the 61.8, and if you have it pull up the fib wrong, your golden zone won't be in the right place.
Yeah, so if you're 61.8, for instance, if it's 61.8 and you want to buy, then your 61.8 would be
on top.
Yes, that's correct. It would be there.
That's the note
Right.
I want to make, so I don't put it in the wrong place.
Okay, so that's your levels then.
Thank you.
This is high, and this is low. And you can see when I reverse it.
So Michael, when you're done, can you like show us?
Yes, if I'm done.
So if you're done, can you show us the different entries, like different entries we can take using these zones? I think I'm struggling with the entries right now because at these zones to see the easy.
Michael, and sorry, just to add to that, what he's saying, looking is probably at the higher time frame point of interest, and then going and then looking, like for example, going on down to the 15-minute and waiting for the change of character in that point of interest. Can you maybe show some examples like that as well, please?
Okay, I'll show you some examples of that. So just I'm going to start with the golden zone, right? So please don't look at my yeah, I'm going to start with the golden zone. So the golden zone we have, this was the range that we made, right? So this was our swing points. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, right? So we didn't know that this move was going to happen. It just happened, right? It created a high and then this was the low. We didn't, however, come back to the golden zone on this trade, okay? Because there's some stuff that you're going to learn in next week and the week after that happened here, okay? But then, however, on this range that it made, let's say we didn't catch this move and we neither caught this move. We then want to buy the next move, which is this one, right? And we would like to buy, so this is then our low, and this is our low, and this is our high, okay? Then on exactly the trading range, we draw our Fibonacci. You with me? Now this is high time frame, however, so it's 4 hours, right? And it literally came back to respect the golden zone. Okay. Just for interest's sake, I'm not sure, like I didn't do this before the class started, but just for interest's sake, let's see if we had a change of character on the golden zone. But again, I would rather do this live with you guys instead of like practice something beforehand and show you exactly what happened, because that's easy. So I'm just waiting for market to load quickly. It doesn't want to give us the 1 minute.
So you go to 1 minute to monitor the fractals, or you go to any time frame. Once you see a change of character, then you...
Yes, we are looking now for a change of character, right? So we're looking for, I think, a buy.
Okay. So now the problem is, what if we come into to the golden zone and then we see a change of character on the 1 minute, but checking on that retracement, that's a fractal on or swing on that what do you call it, on that retracement, and then price goes up in your direction and then comes down and takes you out and goes to the session zone.
That will happen. That will happen sometimes. But then when that happens, right, you must have proper, which you will learn in advanced and later on regarding the trading ranges and the different time frames of when do you want to take profit, when do you monitor trades, and when do you go break even, right? And then that's where you either break even or you will probably lose the trade. But whenever you come to Sasha zone and you enter, you see a shock here and you enter, you will then make much more back of what you lost here. Okay.
Okay. It's a game of probabilities.
Yes. So it's just quickly a heads up, right? It's regarding psychology. Guys, you can take 10 trades and you can lose 7 of them and win 3 of them and still walk out profitable. Still, that's a trader. You don't have to win every single trade. Okay, that class is going to come up in advance. It doesn't want to give us the 5 minute change of character, the 1 minute. But however, we can see we did not clearly on the 5 minute receive a change of character at that current zone, right? At this zone. And when we did on a 5 minute, we didn't come back to respect the high. Oh, respect the low, this move made. You with me? But most likely on the lower time frame, which would be then sometimes on, I'm sure if we can see the 1 minute here, there was probably a change of character somewhere. Or on the 30 seconds. If we didn't see a change of character, it was on the 30 seconds. But be assured, right? There is always happening a change of character. If it's either on the 1 minute or the 15 seconds, even the 5 seconds, there's always a change of character happening. Okay.
So you don't so Michael, you don't immediately target the week the high time frame week highs. You just move with structure.
Yes, we just move with structure.
Okay. Because sometimes you would retrace there in premium of that range on the what and then goes down again.
It will sometimes do that, but we can never, yeah, again, we can never like predict the market exactly. So we just react upon what price tells us.
Okay.
With me. So here, even we can see that there was major liquidity created, and it was exactly on the whole zone on the 50%, right? Just before the golden zone. So it would make sense for them then to tap into the golden zone and then push price higher. You with me? We can't see any liquidity created at this area. But however, if they come back, then what they can do is they would then, if they would want to break down higher, lower to Sasha zone, this is what they would do. They would create liquidity, inducement for them in order for them to take it, because then whenever they break through, they have to have a reason for them to break through here, which would be then the liquidity. Okay.
Michael?
Yes.
So let's say we take the same range that we are in right now, and then we have a change of character on the 50%, but then market doesn't come back to the 50%, but then it breaks structure. Do you still take the trade even though it's not in our discount to the upside?
Say again.
Okay, let's say we're in a bullish movements, right?
Yes.
Then price comes down into a 50% into our golden zone, right?
Yes.
And then price moves away from our golden zone to the upside, changing character at the same time. But then it doesn't come back into discount. Do we still take the trade to the upside?
It's a very good question though, because sometimes this could be confirmation regarding how I said it moves above the Sasha zone, right? So this is your risk into your confirmation entry.
Great.
Right?
So
what did Ali teach you regarding the confirmations in golden zone?
I wasn't here for the full class, but I know that she said we just wait for our charge, for our change of character, and then we take our trade there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So remember how I think it was with you guys that I did the class, right? Where some days we wait even 10 days for a trade. Some days we wait 22 days for a trade. Some days we wait 8 hours for a trade. But however, we will take our trade. So right here, we can identify a change of character, right? And on the change of character, we can then see, this would be then our fib zone. We know that after a change of character, it likes such a zone, especially on the lower time frame. So this would be then a point. Right? But then you would wait ages for this trade because this trade was just taking off.
Yeah, so if you're going on the zone that you drew now, you see that there's a fractal break of structure that's happening. Wouldn't you take a buy of that fractal structure?
In the golden zone?
No. Just above the golden zone, where you drew your high.
Here, or more upward.
No,
Here.
Here.
Okay, so there was a.
Wouldn't you take your buy here?
I won't personally, because I would wait for the retracement and then I would miss this move. But it's okay. Like, I will miss this move and be happy about it, because then I would be happy about the fact that I followed my rules.
Okay.
Are you with me? Okay.
Yeah.
I would rather miss.
So you wouldn't take a buy there?
I won't take a buy here because we don't buy in premium. Yes.
Okay.
So you're gonna wait. So you're gonna wait for a price to return to the session of that unmitigated session zone.
Here.
Yes. Or you continue the price, or
That's your confirmation entry because there was a chock happening, right? But what I would have done on this trade, because again, I just quickly scouted, there was other confluences of why they exactly came to this trade. But again, I want to show you something. Look on this Sasha zone. This golden zone,
Okay, to 50%.
So that would have been my trade.
Oh,
more or less.
So we can consider that as an entry if
that would have been my trade, right? And I would risk this trade. So this would be my risk to get the reward. But the reward on the high time frame. But next week you will learn why that was my confluence. Okay, so it's very difficult to explain to you, okay, that's why it was my confluence, because I can only teach you, I can only recap on the golden zone. Are you with me?
Michael?
Yeah.
Okay, but I want you guys really to be excited about next week, because next week, after next week, you guys are going to get like insane trades. Like really.
Oh, okay. So regarding Sasha golden zone for the market to come back to, does it have to be imbalance liquidity or order block for the market to go back to the Sasha zone or the golden zone?
Sorry, repeat your question. Must it come back to?
Regarding the Sasha and the golden zone, what's there in the zone for the market to go back to? Does it have to be liquidity or imbalance or a block for the market to go back to the Sasha zone? Because sometimes the market doesn't go to Sasha, it just go back to the discounts and then push back up.
Yes, so that's okay. I understand your question. So number one, if market does that, however, right, comes back to the discount, which is this area.
Yes.
Then it's the golden zone. It just taps into the golden zone. If market doesn't come to this area and only moves upwards from here, in premium, they buy still. Yes. What does that tell us?
Buyers are strong.
Yes, it tells us the buyer's momentum are very strong. So then I will not get involved. Honestly, I will not get involved because I don't buy in premium and then I missed my move. It's just as simple as that. I just missed my move.
So Marco, what you're basically saying, we need to be okay with missing our moves.
Yes, you must 100% be okay with missing moves. Otherwise, you're going to force moves and then you're going to lose money.
But on